So what exactly is a buffer tube on an AR-15? Most people just see buffer tube and think, oh, that's the thing that the stock sits on. Well, that's somewhat true, but it actually has a much more important role. If we take apart really this whole recoil assembly here, we have this lower receiver with that buffer tube. The buffer tube is just going to be this hollow piece of steel here that is threaded in the lower receiver, and it's actually a place that houses really your recoil system here. So this is your buffer spring and your buffer, which basically these are going to be very, very important for the overall function of the firearm. So what happens when you are shooting your AR-15? The bolt carrier group is going to cycle back and forth into the whole buffer assembly here, and it's going to compress that spring. As that spring gets compressed, the energy of the spring is going to force that bolt carrier group back forward again, and essentially stripping a new round off the magazine, getting the gun back in a battery to where it can fire again. So as the gun goes off, that bolt goes all the way to the rear, the spring forces it back forward, and now you're back in business again. There's a lot of improvements that can be made when it comes to really swapping out like the buffer and the buffer spring and just tuning the AR-15 how you want it. But for the case of an AR-15, that buffer tube serves a very important purpose and is one of the main functioning parts of the firearm.